Hi, I'm Mike Tamayo with Backscatter Underwater Video and Photo, here today with Jim Decker, our CEO. How you doing today, Jim?
Hey Mike, how's it going?
Doing very well. Well, we're here today to talk about the Backscatter FLIP3.1 filter system. We've got a side flip filter, a top flip filter, a 55mm adapter. I see a shallow, a dive, a deep filter, as well as some other accessories for the 55mm adapter. What can you tell me about all this?
Well, Mike, when we came up with the Hero 3 system here for the new flip filters, what we noticed is the white balance range on the GoPro cameras is very narrow, and so it happens in a very, very narrow range underwater at the different depths. So we have those limitations. That's why we developed these filters. Also, we noticed that the Hero 3 has different color from the Hero 2, which necessitated us to go to some different colors.
Well, Jim, how did you develop the specific color for the Hero 3?
Well, we did a lot of testing. We went around the world a couple times. We went to Papua New Guinea, the Cayman Islands, Palau, Bonaire, and we did lots of testing in different types of conditions: great viz, not so great viz, deep, shallow, all over the place, so we could come up with the best color. And what we found is we actually needed 3 different color filters for the Hero 3. We have a shallow, a dive, and a deep. The shallow filter is good for about 5 to 20 feet deep. The dive filter is good for about 20 to 50 feet deep. We find that that's what most people use when they're diving. And we also have a deep filter that is optimized for 50-foot plus depth.
Now, Jim, I like to dive with lights on, and that's just what I prefer sometimes. Usually you take the filter off for that, correct?
Correct. Normally you would not use artificial lighting with a red color correction filter because everything's going to come out red. But what we found with the Hero 2 and also the Hero 3 cameras is if you use underwater video lights with either the shallow filter or the dive filter, it actually adds a little bit more punch to the image. We don't really recommend it with the deep because the deep is a darker color, so that it comes out a little bit too hot on the reds with artificial lighting.
Keep that in mind. With the FLIP3.1 system, you guys went with a flip mechanism approach. What made you go with that?
Well, one of the reasons we went with that is we have a high quality aluminum frame here that permanently mounts to your GoPro, so it's going to stay in place and not fall off, kind of like some of the other filters that are out there on the market. What we also have is you can flip this out of the way while you're on the dive boat, so you don't have your footage looking overly red while you're on the boat doing stuff topside before you jump in. And when you jump in, anytime you jump in with a camera, you're going to have bubbles form on the lens. So with the flip design, you can flip this out of the way, wipe the bubbles, and then put the filter back in place.
Well, that's a really good feature. Now, I see here we also have a top flip mechanism as well. Tell me a little more about that.
Well, the top flip is an extra accessory that you can add on to the base flip. And with that, you can run 2 filters at the same time. So one of the things that you can do with that is run a shallow filter and a dive filter, or let's say a deep filter and a dive filter, all in the same dive, and you can swap back and forth between the two without having to take anything off of the housing.
Oh, that's excellent. Now, does it work with both the 3.1 and the older style 3.0 filter?
Yes, the top flip is compatible with both the original FLIP3 filter and the 3.1. The only reason you would ever want to go to a FLIP 3.1 is that the side filter and the top filters are the same shape. On the FLIP 3.0, the side and top will have a different shape.
Oh, great. Well, Jim, looking over here, I see one more, and correct me if I'm wrong, but is this a 55mm threaded adapter?
That's right, Mike. That is a 55mm threaded adapter. This allows you to use any 55mm threaded filter onto this GoPro. And what we have available is either a graduated digital density filter or a polarizer, which is great for outdoor sports such as skiing, wakeboarding, mountain biking, basically anything that you're going to be doing outdoors activities with to help either darken the sky up a little bit or help blowing up the sky with the polarizer.
Oh, very cool. Some topside applications I see. And what about that last one, the little clear one I see there?
This one here is a +10 close-up lens. You can put this on the GoPro to help improve its close focus capability, allowing you to get closer to items both above water and underwater.
Oh, very cool. And Jim, what about customers that have one of the older Hero 1 or 2 cameras? They're still great cameras. Are there any options for them?
We do have options for them. We still have available the original flip design that we did for the GoPro dive housing. We still have plenty of dive housings available for customers if they still need a dive housing, and the flip filters for the Hero 2 dive housing are still available.
Oh, great. Well, Jim, thanks for coming by and showing us all the new Backscatter FLIP 3.1 filters and accessories.
Thanks, Mike. I'm looking forward to getting them in the water.
Absolutely. Well, thank you all for joining us today. And as always, visit us on the website at www.backscatter.com or give us a call for all your GoPro and underwater shooting needs.